Hello to everybody who is watching the replay. I think I might have been covering the microphone there. Sorry about that. Hi everyone, it is great to see you. Thank you for coming by today, watching the replay, or jumping on like Miraz Turk is right there. So I'm going to flip the camera really quick. Hey Kai. So you guys saw a little bit of a preview of what our feature affirmation is going to be today, and I bet you're wondering what in the world that means. I don't blame you. Hi Dad. Hi Susan. So first off, before we get started, I have a quick question for you guys that I started yesterday, but I want to get a little bit more input. Hello, Kahe. Is this time of day convenient for you guys, or is there a time of morning, preferably before 9 o'clock, that you guys would, I'm glad you didn't miss today, Kahe, that you guys would prefer? A time before 9 o'clock that you guys would prefer if this one doesn't work as well for you. So let me know. Feel free to comment that. Hey, Jenks. So comment that if you want to. Feel free throughout the whole thing. Hi, CV. My name is Kristalyn Vitovich. I am an internationally published intuitive author, and today I want to share with you guys 3 affirmations that will get you through anything in your day, and then 1 affirmation that is kind of, you would think it's opposite of itself, you would think it contradicts itself, but it doesn't, and I'm going to explain to you why. And today's a really great day for me because I got my workout and meditation in before my scope, which I don't usually do, and I'm just feeling awesome right now. So this is going to be a good day. Our first affirmation, oh, by the way, if you want to be able to comment down below, follow me and I'll follow you back, and that's how we can make that happen. So our first affirmation is, I overcome obstacles with renewed inner strength. I overcome obstacles with renewed inner strength. That's definitely why I'm so high energy today. So you overcome obstacles with renewed inner strength every day, and every time you face an obstacle, you're gonna overcome it, and it's inevitable that you will be stronger afterwards than you were before. How cool is that? I like to compare it to leveling up in life, and I know that's a video game analogy, but I love video games, and I think it really works. When you're in a video game, a lot of the times in a lot of games you have a character, and that character goes throughout the world and they gain experience from battles, from gathering, from whatever the dynamic of that game is, but they gain experience, and once that experience gets to a certain point, they reach a new level, and those new levels often unlock more things that you can achieve and accomplish in the game. And before that point, it's much harder to achieve those things. So let's translate that to life, right? You are going around amassing experience right now. And at some point, all the lessons, all the experience, all the things that you are taking in, they're going to come together, they're going to make sense, and that is when you've leveled up, right? So then you can conquer and handle so much more in life than you might be able to handle right now, or things will be easier for you to handle than they are right now. That is worth it, and that is the mindset that will get you through rough times and challenges and obstacles. So when I say that I overcome obstacles with renewed inner strength, I'm saying I know that my obstacles are my experience. Those are my tasks that are helping me gain experience. So in a way, I'm grateful for them because even though they're challenging, even though they may frustrate me, I'm gaining that experience. I'm about to level up, and I can't wait to see what I'm going to be capable of doing. So when you're in a challenge, maybe look at it and say, okay, what is this teaching me? And if this is teaching me what I think it's teaching me, how cool is what I'm going to be doing? How cool am I going to be for being able to handle this? That is really exciting to me, and it really helps me to keep my cool and to keep control of my attitude. M. Naily, thank you very much. So use that one whenever you're in a frustrating time. I've got more for you for when you're in frustrating times, because that's when I know it's the hardest to have a positive attitude, so I want to help with that. The next affirmation is I am successful in all that I do. Again, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling like things just don't work, this is another one for you to use, because I am successful in all that I do reminds you that failure is not the end point. Failure does not mean, oh, you're done now, go move on to something else, give up on this dream. No way. You know inside, you have that instinct of what you're meant to do. You know when things are working, when you need to do something. That gut instinct, that conscience you have, that's what I believe is God talking to us. So I think if you follow your gut, it won't lead you wrong, because to me, that's God telling you what to do. So it's never led me wrong, and I am successful in all that I do. And so are you. Because when something doesn't work, you don't just say, oh, well, I give up. You say, okay, well, what are my other options? What are my resources? I'm about to get creative, and this is going to get really fun, right? So just because you're trying to squeeze out a window because what you think you want is out there, doesn't mean that there's not a door open here that leads to something better than what you want, right? So when you're trying to squeeze out that window and you just can't, and things just don't work, and they're pushing back, and you're like, why in the world is this not working? Why is it like this situation is fighting me, right? Does anybody else yell at inanimate objects? Because I do. And a lot of the time when it comes to that, when the situation seems to be fighting me, it's time for me to take a look around, because what I'm trying to do is not good enough for what God is going to give me. It's not good enough for what I deserve. Right? And that sounds crazy and it sounds arrogant, but it's not. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later too. Right? Computers are shifty. They'll get you. But you know that when something's not going right, that's God saying, hey, okay, you're going this way. That's fine. But let me just hint at you that there is something over here that's going to go to a better place than this. You may think that this is the best, but I've got something better for you, and you deserve better, and I want you to go that way. If your friend was doing something and you're like, oh, I know that you really want to do this, but this is so much better for you, wouldn't you try to tell them? And I think that that's what God does for us too. He just can't shout it at our faces because it's up to us to make a choice. That's the whole free will thing, and I could get into that for days. But long story short, when things go wrong, it's not necessarily life hating you or God hating you and life being unfair. It might be God trying to say, hey, listen, I really love you, but you're going the wrong way. Go this way. It's better. So think about that next time things are going wrong. Take a pause and say, okay, I know that I'm successful in all that I do. So what am I missing? And when you start thinking, what am I missing? Every time something goes wrong and I can't find a purpose in it, I start thinking, okay, God, what am I missing? And then all of a sudden, I trust through the process that there is something that is going to happen or something that I'm missing. And I find it every time. So trust the process, trust God a little bit, and things will always work out and you will be successful in everything that you do. It's so worth a shot, right? Just give it a shot, even if you're a little bit skeptical. And I don't blame you. Figure it out for yourself, try it, and see how it works for you. Our third affirmation is gratitude is my attitude. I love this one. I'm so amped this morning, so I'm kind of sorry that you guys have to deal with me being this way, but I really love it. So gratitude is my attitude is really simple. It's listing 3 things that you are grateful for. And I usually say it's just once a day, but for me, I've taken it to a different level because I've noticed that it's really helpful in more than just one situation. And it really does transform your life. It makes you happier in general. It helps you notice those things when you're frustrated. It helps you notice those opportunities. It helps you enjoy life the way it is while you're working towards what you want life to be. It helps you in everything. So list 3 things that you're grateful for. I recommend every morning when you wake up. I meditate every morning to listen to God, right? And I thank Him for 3 things at least. Usually it ends up being a tripping list of a bunch of things. But I also do it when I'm frustrated, because if I know that my anger or my sadness or whatever is starting to take over a little bit too much and clouding my judgment, I hit the pause button, start listing things that I can be grateful for in spite of my situation. And all of a sudden I feel calmer. I'm more willing to forgive. I'm more willing to see other options, to take things more objectively than personally. And I can figure things out and I can get stuff done and I don't have to spin around and dwell in negative emotions. I love that. So 3 things you're grateful for when you're frustrated, angry, any of those emotions that you don't like feeling. And then again, I do it at night. Because at night I pray, which is talking to God, right? Meditation is listening to God. Praying is talking to God. And I try to do a little bit of both because it's a conversation then, right? When you say grace at dinner, perfect, Susan. So that's another time to do it. And I do it again at night when I'm going to bed because I can find 3 things in that day that I'm grateful for, and that makes every day a good day. I don't care how challenging of a day it is. I woke up this morning with a terrible migraine to the point where I didn't even want to get up. But then I got up, I did my workout, I meditated, and I'm feeling great. So I think that's a really great thing that you guys do, Susan. So then at the end of the day, regardless of how my head might hurt or anything like that, there are going to be 3 things today that I can be grateful for. And one of them is talking to you guys for me. I love it. And again, if there's a better time of morning before 9 o'clock, please let me know. I will try to adjust to that for you guys because I like hanging out with you. And Jenks, I'm really glad this is helpful. So our feature affirmation, we've made it here already. I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you are confident in yourself? Are you confident in yourself, or are you sometimes like, I really don't want to get arrogant, so I'm going to make sure that I keep myself toned down? You know, that's how that's what I struggle with sometimes. I want to be confident, barely. GMO, I totally get what you mean. But I want to be confident, but I also don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to be confident to the point where my pride in myself clouds my caring for others, right? That's always been the balance that I wanted to have. And so my approach was to always kind of keep myself down a notch and never really be too proud of myself, never really say out loud, I did good at that. And I'll tell you what, I don't think that was the right approach. So what I want to do is share with you guys a good affirmation today that will help you out, okay? So I'm going to flip the camera. Bear with me for a second. Here we go. Confidence is modest. So today I want to share with you guys my definitions of confidence and arrogance, okay? So don't worry about taking a screenshot. This will be on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. It's already on Pinterest. And you can get it there if you want to follow me at Crystal and Amber. I can give that to you. But I want to talk about this first. Confidence is modest. What? Doesn't that sound like confidence is actually the opposite of modesty? But it's not. Confidence is modest. Confidence is saying, I know what I'm capable of. I'm grateful for what I'm capable of. And I love that I can use what I'm capable of to help other people. And I'm not going to let my, oh, well, I'm good at this, but I don't want you to think I'm arrogant. I'm not going to let that get in the way of me actually using my abilities to help people, to do things, to accomplish things, and to be happy. So what I believe is arrogance is I'm so good at this, I don't even care what you say, and I'm not using it to help other people. I'm just good at it. And I'm not listening to what other people say. I'm not doing anything to help anybody else. I'm all about me. Ugh. That to me is arrogant. And that's my opinion, but that's how I feel. Confidence is, listen, I know I'm really good at this. Let me do this, and it will help you. It will make me feel good about myself. If I'm gonna sit there beating myself down every time I'm happy or proud of something I've done, I'm getting in my own way. I'm getting in God's way of using me. A lot of us are like, okay, God, use me for a purpose. Let's do something. Let's do something great. But we also, a lot of the times, particularly when it comes to faith, I hear people saying, oh, I'm not great enough, or I'm not that great. And, you know, I don't want to be arrogant. I want to be modest in God. And how you talent all those things. Can you rephrase that? Because I'm not quite getting it today. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I'm so amped up. But don't let self-consciousness or the attempt at being modest get in your way. If you know you're good at something, go out there and do it because you're good at it for a reason. In my opinion, God gave you that gift because he wants you to use it, not because he wants you to hide it away and not let people see it. Yeah, you've got a unique ability that some other person may not be able to do and may need in their life. That's why you are who you are. They've got an ability that does the same thing. So everybody, in my opinion, should be confident in what they do. I don't think one skill outweighs the worth of another. I think they're all different. And I think that's perfect, which was our affirmation yesterday. So be confident in yourself. Know that God gave you these gifts because you're supposed to use them. You've got a purpose. You've got things that you can accomplish and that you can do. And you shouldn't say, well, I'm kind of good at this, but I'm not that great. Don't think I'm that great. You know, I think high school really does that to us. Junior high really beat down my confidence, and I built it back up, and I think we all should. Whatever process in life may have done that to you, listen, that person that may have been the source of that, they are still working on their own confidence, and they're still working on their definition of what's okay between modesty and confidence and arrogance. But for you, understand that confidence is modest. Arrogance is when you're not caring about other people anymore, and that to me is where things get a little skewed. So always be caring about other people. Don't consciously try to hurt other people, but be confident in your abilities and you'll be fine. You'll be modest, but you'll be able. And I think that that's so important. And that's what I work on every day. I will step out right now and tell you that I do think I'm pretty awesome. I think that the things I'm capable of are amazing and I'm grateful for them every day. Thank you, Jinx. So as long as I'm grateful for them, as long as I know that I want to use them to help people to do whatever God wants me to do with it, whatever that might be, then I know that I'm going to stay confident. And gratitude really does help with being modest in your confidence. So don't worry about getting arrogant as long as you're confident in who you are, in what you are supposed to be, and what you do. And I never fit in anywhere. I had to develop confidence and self-worth and grow from it. I was very similar. I actually tried to fit in everywhere and used to change my personality or what I was interested in based on the people I was around. And boy, was that boring. Like, I never really knew what I actually liked. And so one day I sat down and I was like, okay, what's my favorite color? Blue. That is decided. I know my favorite color. Okay, where do I stand on this issue? Okay, here's where I stand. I know that. That's me. And so now, whenever I'm not sure where I stand on something, I figure it out. Because, because I know that I want to know who I am. And I want to be solid in that. Whether it's faith, whether it's politics, whether it's anything, we are not water. So I want to know where I stand. I want to know who I am. And my opinions, my thoughts, my skills, they make up who I am. How about us asking you questions? You mean like a Q&A for me? I actually plan on doing that again. So maybe on Saturday, let me know right now if you would prefer the goal setting workshop or a Q&A. I apparently comment, I kind of missed that. So if you could type that again, I will definitely answer whatever that was. So yes, guys, confidence is modesty. Arrogance is the gray area, right? There is a difference between confidence and arrogance, but modesty lives in confidence. And that's what I believe, and I hope that you research, figure out what you believe, find what fits for you, what feels right to you, go with it. Because if it feels right, run with it. Because that, to me, again, if it feels right and you know it deep down, that's God saying, yep, you got it, let's go. And then you can do stuff with it. So it's amazing what you're capable of, and don't sell yourself short. So thank you guys so much. Again, if there's another time of day before 9 o'clock that you would prefer we do this for, please let me know, and I would be happy to try to accommodate that to the best of my ability. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. What is today? Friday? Tomorrow is either goal setting or a Q&A. Thank you, Jetter. So goal setting or Q&A, you guys decide. Tweet me your answer if you want to. Tweet me what time of day you'd prefer to do it. Remember, before 9 o'clock if you want to change the time that we do this scope. Thank you, GMO. Keep gratitude as your attitude. And you know what? If you want someone to be excited with, tweet me what you're grateful for too, because that's fun. And if you want to comment below, because I love talking to you guys, follow me and I will follow you back, and then we can have that conversation. Remember to live in the moment today, because this is where your control is and you're capable of so much. Be confident in yourself and go out there and do good, because I know you can. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.